also think that Road has a big advantage over Shu. Road's an outright playmaker,
yeah,
and we'll see whether he is able to get some work done in that bottom lane.
Yeah, we just saw that the bottom lane is a pretty important part of the map in our last match that we saw. But we are into champion select here. Trundle and Echo both banned away on the side of Saint, as Amazing J getting a little bit of focus. And Caitlyn and Swain are going to follow suit, but so many power picks still up.
Yeah, this makes sense, right? They don't... Saint, from what we've seen, are a team fighting team. They don't like the split push, so they're getting away any opportunity for Amazing J to go towards that. Amazing J also has a shallow champion pool. I mean, we've seen him play Darius when he was targeted a little bit, so certainly doesn't have the most viable pool there.
Well, Vladimir is going to be the final ban here from Saint. Don't want to see that one, as Rise, of course, understandably going to be taken away on the side of IMA.
That's interesting. Vlad's definitely first pickable on the current patch. Don't want to go for it.
Yeah. Not deciding instead they could have just banned away the Rise. You're exactly right. Wonder whether they've got a plan here for the first pick, whether it be something for the jungle. March shown a lot of proficiency, though, and things like Elise, stuff like that, of course, historically.
Maybe that's what it was. They didn't want the trade, so, you know, they got rid of the one that they wouldn't have first picked.
Yeah. Well, Voidless as well definitely favors Rek'Sai. March able to play it, thinking about picking this one up, and it makes a bit of sense.
That's why you have to take it away. Is exactly what you just said. Is it March's best champion? No. Is it a Voidless best champion? By a mile. So
yeah.
This is more of a pick up something that I'm good at and he's great at, as opposed to taking I'm something... Wow, they're not going to go towards it. That's really surprising, especially with like Victor still available.
Made a heck of a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And there's also the fact that this is Athena. I mean, both him and Baimi, they share one thing, and that is definitely the ability to play Victor to a pretty high level.
Yeah, so they both play Victor Azir.
Yeah.
And Athena plays Rise and Zillion on top of it.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a Swain thrown in there and a Twisted Fate and a couple of LeBlancs, but, you know, otherwise, nothing really too much of a worry is now IMA. Their opportunity to take away a couple of picks. And look, something like Fizz Rek'Sai would make sense to me right now. Because Amazing J still has that split pushing option.
Yeah, but Fizz isn't going to win out as hard. I already said it, you know, with the likes... Aurelia is a good choice, actually, in regards to the split push. Fizz doesn't beat Hecarim is where I'm going with this. I'm just going to cut everything short and go with that one.
It's always about the horse.
Aurelia. Also doesn't beat Aurelia.
Well, Aurelia is going to be locked in here. Amazing J not caring about getting any counter picks or nothing like that. Just going to take that one away immediately, and Karma also locked in for Road.
Well, what's left available to counterpick Aurelia? I mean, they've emptied the top lane champion pool, but it looks like it's going to go a little bit pear-shaped. You know, you have a lot of ability to get away.
And it looks like IMA thinking about keeping their mid lane a secret, as Nidalee's being looked at. Elise is a good option, though.
So Elise was seen a lot as a kind of answer to Kindred. Once again, kicks her out of the jungle very well, has a range versus range ability, as well as, you know, being able to match things like turret pushes. So I like the pick up there if that's what they're going for. Also generates so much pick and skirmish potential, which Kindred also favors. But, you know, having the added ability of CC for the Elise puts it a little bit in her favor.
Yeah, and I really like the single target nature of it as well, when you have an Ezreal and a Karma already there that can set things up like that with all of their CC that they have as far as slows and things like that. STYZ, of course, understandably thinking about a Jhin. Jhin has been seeing a lot of success recently.
Yeah, certainly has.
That's a Malphite locked in. Okay. Oh, we can have the Malphite Aurelia conversation again. It's been years.
I refuse. Actually, this is a really good pickup against Aurelia, because the way Aurelia used to beat Malphite, would you go Sheen,
and you'd max E, right? Yeah, cool.
And you did magic damage, and you did one auto attack, and then you wouldn't go for the extended trades, and then you would farm around it. Unfortunately, we took all damage pretty much off her E to the point that you max it last now.
Right.
So you generally max W into Q, you go Trinity Force, and you do great things. Aurelia is still going to be able to get work as the game goes on, but we'll see whether they're able to set up any ganks at the start of the game.
And do you think that that top lane now is going to be a definite point of focus for both of these junglers?
No, I think that Athena's going to leave Amazing J. Voidless is going to leave Amazing J up there to just farm it out.
Just fend for himself.
Yep. And then they're playing against the Sivir, and Amazing J is going to probably jump onto Sivir late game and two-shot him. So
we'll see whether he can actually do that, because it looks like Saint have set themselves up with a pretty decent team fighting comp. Lots of AoE CC.
So Aurelia is balanced around one thing, how much damage she can do. And the great thing about Aurelia is that she pretty much ignores CC as the game progresses.
Yeah.
I mean, has things like the passive. That's a mid karma. I'll talk about that in a second. So has things like the passive and the Merc Treads and really does shrug off a lot of the CC. So they're going to have to be pretty vigilant to keep Amazing J off the Sivir at the moment.
Of course, Ione and Ferv are pretty handy as far as that CC reduction. But yes, Karma has been picked in the mid lane because, of course, Road has locked away the Bard.
And as we said, both of the mid laners of IMA are utility mid laners. They like to play the control style.
Yeah.
And Karma does a lot of damage. I mean, having the Empowered Q, it's a big AoE spell. But let's talk about what it does. We've already said this team comp kites back so well. They have so much anti-dive and pick potential with Bard Elise and then Karma for wave clear, and then if you ever catch someone out, just a huge nuke to be able to take them down.
Yeah.
Plan is get Amazing J into a side lane, get the 1-4 going, and just look to catch people out as they rotate to Amazing J's lane. The other thing is if Amazing J ever has to group, Karma is going to make him pretty much guaranteed to stay on an AD carry with the speed up.
Oh, jeez, I didn't even realize that. Plus, he could get an Essence Flux on his way over there. Jeez.
Just catch all the season,
all the buffs, all the buffs for Amazing J. And look, Amazing J does like to be the center of attention. We'll see whether he's going to be this game as the coaches shake hands. Let's get into game number 1 between Saint and IMA. Thank you very much, Akon. And here we are on to Summoner's Rift for game number 1 between Saint and IMA. First dragon is going to be an Ocean Drake. Thank you very much, observers. And we shall see exactly what happens at the very beginning, whether we are going to have any swaps, anything like that. We're looking at IMA's comp thinking, you know, lots of pick potential. Do they want to try and open up the map early?
Yeah, they certainly can, although Aurelia does like 1v1 lane matchups, and when you have a Bard, you generally pick it to win the lane. So I don't think they're in any rush to go into a lane swap. At the same time, I actually think that it would be nearly beneficial for Saint to look for one. Malphite withstands lane swaps very well, has that AoE ability to take down creeps, which is always valued in a lane swap. Sivir Nami isn't necessarily the most powerful lane.
Although it worked okay for RNG.
Yep, that's a player versus
yeah, it is a
champion
different
issue.
situation,
And
isn't
it didn't really, you know, they did die to Rain and Tabe. So as far as like player mismatches goes, that's one of the bigger ones we have in the LPL.
Yeah, good point. We'll see whether Saint can make any better use of it. Of course, they weren't against Ezreal Bard, which is also pretty scary.
Yeah, it has a really strong level 1, and you know, I talk about this a lot. Bard generally wants to keep people level 1 as possible and not take a camp for himself. And you can see that Saint kind of guessed that they were going to be invaded upon.
Yeah, decided to actually leave it.
They left it, and then the Bard and the Ezreal did the camp, so now Saint are just confused.
Pulled the wave around, though, seeing whether they can get a bit of a shove on here, as Jinzhao is going to be able to pick up that Gromp. Now head the way over.
Now they're going to try and deny them by stepping up and keeping them away from the first creep. They did deny it from the Ezreal, so experience not equalized, but at least brought back slightly.
The Skerrick. The Boomerang going to fly through once again. Shu getting a lot of damage onto
Road
here.
It gets a double bounce.
That's beautiful. As there's the stun on STYZ. That could turn it all around. Nice play from Road. That's a good Boomerang coming out from STYZ, and there's lots of damage flying past in this bottom lane.
Yeah, generally...
Oh, God, the stun comes in. The Ignite's already down.
That was optimistic.
Yeah. In the sustain lane as well.
Yeah, but they're battling for this, and they still want to step up. I mean, Shu has level 2 now. Road has just picked it up. Level 2 is not great for Bard. And there you go, STYZ tagged
stun.
again.
Dodges the last hit of the Boomerang, but Shu still doing some work here.
Another double bounce.
This guy's Nami
Shu
is
is
impressive.
feeling it on the Nami.
The fishy feels. definitely working out, but we'll see what is going to continue happening as we have a look in the mid lane.
Avoidless already heading down. Stuff the mid lane.
Yeah.
Let's go. Avoidless just makes a beeline for this bottom lane.
Oh, Shu.
And he's behind Shu. Shu's going to be so falsely confident. They get the level 3.
Yeah, no level 2, no level 3 gained here from
Here we
Samers.
go.
Yeah, Road moving forward already.
Bye,
Avoidless
Cocoon.
wants to throw the Cocoon down as STYZ still has his flash. There's the heal down as well. They miss all of the abilities apart from that last Cocoon.
I think that's a really big mistake out of Avoidless not throwing it from Fog of War there. Does get a lot of summoner spells. I mean, that's everything burnt
Yeah.
to get out of there, but no kill is picked up.
March now has himself some time, grabs himself a Mark of the Kindred there as well. And Athena just clearing out minion waves, doing absolutely fine here in this mid lane. Karma, of course, pretty impressive.
Karma's a great laner. As far as the ability to control a minion wave clear when you need to, you know, tank up with the shield. Very hard to diver in the mid lane, especially because of the empowered W. Now Amazing J going to get some similar treatment.
And he's playing pretty far back, but you can see Acorn able to tag him there, and Blade Surge going to have to be used pretty immaculately, and it does. Equilibrium Strike there as well, stuns up March, and Amazing J gets out to safety.
Yeah, Wolf wants to take a couple of extra bites, but not really all that much happening. And this is a pretty standard early game so far. Everyone respecting junglers and playing nice and far back, which, you know, in the LPL, that's an anomaly.
Yeah, most certainly is. There's a nice Q out of Athena. Gets himself the snare.
There's the empowered W as well for a little bit of health back.
Oh, I love it. There's a mid lane Karma. If you know that you need to be using that, it's good news. Avoidless.
That's twice Avoidless has thrown cocoons really late. I don't know what's going on with him, but needs to just get a little bit happier with the trigger.
Yeah. Well, we'll see whether he does loop back around. On his Krog camp now is Amazing J, clearing out a pretty gigantic creep wave underneath his turret. Going to continue having a pretty decent CS lead over the Malphite towards the top side of the map. We all knew that Acorn does like to throw out some interesting picks every now and again. But that is a new one. The old Malphite here for the LPL.
Yeah, it certainly is, but Acorn is that tank player, right? He plays a lot of mages and tanks pretty much exclusively. Even his Heck Room that I keep talking about, he pretty much went all tank items until like very late Trinity Forces when he did pick them up, so not really all that surprised. Jungle appearing mid to help shove out that lane is pretty unique at this stage of the game, however. Just shows how much control Athena did have.
Yeah, Snoopy wanting to get himself a back here. We'll see whether he can afford to grab himself that Stinger as item number 1. There's Amazing J. Now with the jungle assistance here towards the top side, we'll see whether Acorn...
And he does the exact same thing.
smells
Look
it
at
out.
this. They both have pushing waves towards him and both respect the jungler. I mean, Acorn not as much, but he should still be able to just walk this one out, you feel.
Well, there's the Equilibrium Strike. Cocoon still held onto as now Avoidless throws it out, but the flash comes in from Acorn. Gets himself to safety, but they gather themselves a Summoner Spell.
They
Big
get the
deal.
Summoner Spell. Acorn now pinging top lane, doesn't want to be dove, but I don't know if he really did have to flash there. They'd already both used gap closes onto him and didn't really have anything else available.
Now being forced out here as well as Avoidless makes his way over. Is going to spot March.
March is headed in there, though.
Yeah,
This
nice
is 2v2.
Cocoon comes in as Amazing J comes round. It flashes the wall as Transcendent Blades are flying down as well.
Now Karma's
Athena
coming
wanted
in.
more.
Acorn all of a sudden has to get level 6. You can see he's just spamming abilities on the wave to try and get it. There it is.
Yeah, Amazing J able to clear this one out, and they decide not to dive as there's the ultimate brilliant repel from Avoidless
He's
as
in
Acorn
trouble.
now stunned up. The ult comes out from Athena, and that is going to load up that Q with so much damage. First blood goes down, but bottom lane still some action as Jinzhao has to use his E in order to get out.
That is so greedy from Acorn to ult an Elise in spider form. As you said, great repel, but you know you should be able to expect that out of Avoidless at this level of play. Acorn gets burnt for it.
Thankfully, is a Malphite, not all that item reliant, has the level 6 R button, so should still be able to get some work done.
But needs to be tanky enough to respond to the Aurelia split push.
Yeah.
Aurelia already 20 CS up. It's going to continue to grow that lead, you'd think.
And you can see Avoidless now finding out that his Raptor camp being
can see
taken
that?
here from March.
That was impressive, man.
Yeah, no, look, I got a infrared vision, something like that. Or I've got a better screen than you.
We're looking at the same screen.
Now Jinjiao and Ro just farming things out underneath the turret. It's a nice lead built up for STYZ.
Yeah, and he's, going to continue to bully because we always say it, combat stat versus mana. Move on to something new.
Yep, good point, good point.
Oh, that's a disappointing.
Oh, it's very unfortunate. There's Amazing J looking to try and continue pressure onto Acorn. Acorn only with health, now not able to stack too much of that armor just yet. Amazing J going to be pretty happy with the fact that they managed to get that first kill. Athena grabs the blue buff. Things looking pretty comfortable at the moment for IMA as Amazing J. Some hit and style onto Acorn. And I know it's hit 10 style, right? But when it's Amazing J playing, I feel like it's hitting style. Just wants to beat on people as much as he possibly can.
Yeah, he certainly does. He's an overzealous top laner.
I would say so. Diving a inner turret while the outer turret's still up is not something that he would be against. As a Voidless, now going to enter the enemy jungle. No dragon's been looked at just yet as March is going to bounce over the wall, find out that there's nothing here for him.
But you can see that top lane, March is going in for a gank. And they do have Malphite ulti. Meanwhile, Snoopy getting some attention.
Yeah, here's the dive as Athena just going to join the rest of his team as the tidal wave flies through. Snoopy flashes, but it's not going to be enough. Road picks up the kill as a Voidless burning down almost.
Oh, Road tried to save him.
Yeah, almost manages to get saved with the Tempered Fate, but Shu with the Ignite, able to lock down the kill.
Yeah, he was like, Athena, do you have shield? No. Road, can you heal me? No, I can ult you. But in the end, it doesn't work, so they trade 1 for 1. That was really nice out of Snoopy there to actually be able to get that kill back. Supports pick them both up. Bloodthirsty a little bit. That's a little bit unfortunate, actually.
Yeah.
For IMA. That was a really well-coordinated gank. They knew that Amazing J was safe in the top lane. Only had to burn the flash to be able to avoid that one. But not able to get out from there because of some fancy footwork from Snoopy.
Yeah, opened up some room there for March as well, who has been a little bit quiet on the map so far, but just wants to be farming things up, get to that high damage stage that a Kindred likes to be. And so far, 20 creeps ahead. And
you can see right now, the whole of the lineup for Saint are just built for AoE damage. They have the big teamfight starter, and then they're going to have, March, Snoopy, and STYZ all putting in consistent AoE damage. So that's all they really need to do is continue to scale up. If they ever fight 5v5, unless Athena gets some miracle-empowered Qs out there, the whole squad of IMA is going to lack for damage in a teamfight situation.
Yeah, which is probably why it's so lucky that they managed to get Amazing J a little bit further ahead with that kill onto Akon, as there's a nice cocoon from a Voidless. March taking a lot of damage here, but does have the Lambs of Spite available. You can see IMA just trying to get everyone away from the Kindred.
Yeah, they actually rotate over the 80 carrion support as well, which means that IMA have to back out. There's no way that they can continue that fight. And this has been a relatively quiet early game, as you mentioned, but IMA are starting to get those little advantages.
Yeah, picking them ahead. Does have about 1,000 gold in their lead as the bubble is going to land onto Road. STYZ, fantastic spell shield there as well. But you can see a Voidless and Athena are going to be able to take down Ocean Drake #1. And for a team that's built on, sitting around trying to get picks, probably a good dragon to have.
Yeah, it certainly is. And it's also just good ball to get rolling. You want to cycle through some Drakes as quick as possible. STYZ looking for Jinjiao now.
Yeah, not going to find the Mystic Shot, but able to clear out the vision. Some pings onto the dragon. Not quite sure what's coming up next. So we don't have the cool observer that likes to stay in the pit and let us know.
No, he was trying to, and then Jinjiao threatened to get caught out. See, he's going back as soon as he possibly can, Atlas.
He's a genius. This guy's a genius. Ocean Drake, #2, is going to be coming up relatively soon, as Jinjiao doing his very best to try and farm underneath this turret. He's only behind by 5 CS, though, so he's feeling pretty good as this Ezreal right now. Looking for the Iceborne Gauntlet by the looks of things as item #1. The Sheen already built up, and the extra Sapphire Crystal. March spending some time towards the bottom side. You can see Akon did go back to base, got himself some more items. Not able to quite finish the Sunfire Cape just yet. We'll be there pretty soon. And, oh, Amazing J, that feeling of not having the 300 gold. And you've just got your bits of the Trinity Force.
Yeah, it certainly does. They're still pretty... They're not slot efficient. They're still pretty cost efficient. Of course, get a heck of a lot better when you have the completed Trinity Force at the moment. But he will take it. Hasn't had to burn a teleport or anything like that. I want to point out the teleport next to the turret in the bottom lane that Road just stepped on top of, especially with a Sivir composition. It's just disappeared, but if they can keep that... Oh, Avoidless in trouble now.
Yeah, Akon looking for the ultimate here, and the repel is up. Avoidless in so much trouble. Easy pickings here for Saint, as Amazing J now has to move out of the way. They've lost the man advantage.
Yeah, I'm not going to call that unnecessary, but that was a little bit of overkill from Akon. He wanted to let the Elise know that that was their side of the map.
He was angry.
He was. If they are able to pick up a Rift Herald, that would be a great news, but he has been pinged away. Instead, they just grab the Mark of the Kindred. And, you know, Saint, they're doing their best to stick with it, and we've seen time and time again, and if you go late versus Saint, they're not a horrible team-fighting team.
No, especially not when they've got a comp like this.
I feel like we're in Oceania, to be honest.
Yeah, we're quite used to the old Malphites over here. As Amazing J throws down the ultimate, actually using the minion to create some distance as the... Okay, disengages there for Akon.
Yeah, still able to just walk it out, but you can see Amazing J starting to get these advantages, using the Q as a reset to close the gap. Very nicely done there.
There's Athena and Road just going to be able to take down...
Does he have to teleport back here? Is he going to run it out? Looks like he will run it out. Ninja tapping a huge pickup against Aurelia. Most of her damage does come through auto attacks, as we keep mentioning.
Yeah. Oh, this could be very scary, though. Akon does have his flashback available, but Avoidless looking to try and get a pick off onto the rock.
I mean, Amazing J just pretty much burnt everything as well, so it's not really going to be that big of a deal. See whether they can dive him. He's very tanky at this stage of the game.
Yeah, ult pretty close to coming back up here for Amazing J, so probably waiting for that one before they try anything.
It's not even really that. He just has Grasp, right? So he's just able to get the auto attacks in nice and sneakily. Well, out in the open, however, he's in danger.
He most certainly is. The Cocoon once again flashed. Avoidless all thinking about continuing forward there, but decides not to. Now Road and Jinzhao have to bear the brunt of STYZ and Shu. Decent Cosmic Binding, but doesn't quite find it there as March. He's going to get snared up.
Ooh.
Snoopy, was thinking
Teleport
about more as the
in.
flash comes down. Amazing J just going to launch onto March, but there's Avoidless. Oh my god, that timing on the Lamb's Respite was fantastic.
But bad.
Yeah, is it going to be enough? Avoidless picks up the kill. Akon finds his way in, does have the Unstoppable Force, and Avoidless is going to take it to the face. Amazing J now fighting him, but Akon slowing his attack speed quite nicely. Athena is going to get another snare, though, and that is going to be able to lock that one down. Oh. Flash comes out as Road gets... Oh, what? I probably wouldn't have walked there if I were you.
Yeah, just walk up, Road. You don't have to take the journey. There's another way around that wall, but in the end, he does fall down, so a 2 for 2. Road continually just beats Shu around the map, by the way, but it doesn't really matter all that much. And Akon doesn't like Avoidless.
No, not a fan.
Like... I'm going to say, like, there was words before the game or something, because that's 2 of 2 times.
Smack talk. We missed the Smack Talk video.
Where he's just outright gunned for the spider.
Well, it's not necessarily working out for him here as Amazing J continues to get further and further ahead. That's about 40 CS and possibly even this outer turret as well.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it is going to be. As we said earlier, is a really obnoxious laner. As a Malphite, there's no way you can push her off farm, so I don't blame Akon at all, and a lot of attention has been given from the Elise into the top lane.
Oh, Athena as well, actually getting another snare onto Shu. Snoopy copping a Q to the face.
So look at this, Athena.
Just wandering around. He's got so much movement speed with that E.
Yeah, and with the roller as well, he just spams out some abilities to get some health back. And he didn't really take all that much damage.
Certainly doesn't look like it. He's now full again. That's absolutely fine. Avoidless now looking to try and get some pressure onto the bottom side of the map. As On the Hunt has been
Here
popped.
comes Road as well.
Yep. Oh my goodness. That's really good timing, but a little bit unfortunate there for Avoidless, throwing out the Cocoon into a spell shield.
Yeah, maybe the ulti wasn't available for Road, but didn't throw that one out at all, even though he was in point blank. Able to get what he was looking for, however, in the way of the Summoner spell and the ultimate. So STYZ needs to be even more careful in this 2v2 now.
And Jinzhao actually able to eke himself back well and truly into this one when he's been mostly 1v2. STYZ still ahead by about 9 as the dust settles.
Yeah, the damage onto the turret is really what's important here for STYZ and Shu, because they need to be able to equalize that objective as soon as possible. Pretty good setup here for the Dragon. It's going to be very hard to compete, especially given the fact that your teleport user is on the opposite side of the map. So this one will go over to Aime most likely.
Yeah, Amazing J is going to come down here, help things out.
And that's a little bit disappointing out of the Saint lineup, because as we keep saying, they're the 5v5 wombo combo. They want to be the ones that are fighting over these massive objectives. That's one to fight over. The next one's going to be an Infertile Drake.
Yeah.
But sending Acorn back top, especially given that it's a pushing wave, it's just a little bit unnecessary.
And you would have thought that, you know, all they need is level 6. It's not like they're really waiting for massive item spikes either to do their work.
Well, not their CC, right? They're still waiting for 3 items on the Sivir and Azir to be able to do damage. But as far as CC goes, they have it in absolute spades already.
Yeah. Well, Jinjiao able to continue to hold on to his outer turret.
See whether the scoop can come in here from Snoopy.
Yeah, looking for it. Oh, flash actually almost unnecessarily there from Athena, I think, but is going to use it.
I reckon he would have got it. Remember, Snoopy has his available as well.
Well, Acorn hanging around here knows that he can't go toe-to-toe with Amazing J. Amazing J just going to stun him and wander away.
Acorn runs goofy and quickly after him.
But finally, this tower is going to fall down. Jinjiao looking to try and close some distance there, but decides not to go 1 versus 2.
Yeah, Echo uses the reverse of his ult, takes us 2 seconds into the future.
Oh, yes.
Or maybe, no, that was a perfect Echo ult.
Oh, God, we're forced. Oh, where are we? This tower's going to die again? Ridiculous. Jinjiao, he was thinking about going forward.
No, there it is.
See, told you. Just hadn't happened yet.
How much easier would it be to cast if we got to see everything 3 minutes before it happened? That would be great.
Yeah, it would be.
I'd be a great color caster if that was the case.
You'd sound like you'd get everything right.
This has been a really extended laning phase for not all that much reason. you know, they come out about 2,000 gold in the lead as that bubble just whiffs.
Yeah, it's flat out not the right thing to do. As you can see, March is making his way in. Jinjiao's going for the 1 versus 2 as SDYZ's in trouble. Oh my God, he almost managed to pick that one up as Amazing J's going to fly through. Flashes forward, not going to dive the turret here as March does have the ultimate dancing after Amazing J.
Voidless is in the mid lane, so Acorn has no one to ultimate and they walk it out.
Yep, that's true. He's a speciesist.
And Voidless actually takes the turret for it, so cute double TP play because Amazing J and Athena were exactly the same time on that teleport, so they didn't know whether it was 1 or 2 members coming through. Really nicely played from Jinjiao actually there to be able to survive for as long as he did in a 1v2 situation.
Yeah, he got a lot of damage down onto both of them there as well, so locking down the kill onto S2YZ. Definitely good news. Would have liked to be able to pick up the kill before he died, but still able to find their way in as Athena just going to clear out this minion wave, able to do it quite easily as well. Morellonomicon looking to be picked up right now by the looks. And will augment that Rod of Ages quite nicely, already building up towards that high cooldown reduction number. We'll see whether he goes for the 40%. What do you think about, you know, massive cooldown reduction focus on Karma?
No, I think it's absolutely fine. The other thing to point out is that both of these items are 100 AP items. So this is pretty much the max AP you can go unless you want to go like Archangels into Roller.
Yeah.
Which is still technically a little bit higher. But so Athena, if he goes, he's not. So he is going to go for more CDR. I was going to say if he goes Deathcap Void Staff, he's pretty much the old Orianna build, where you're just like, I want as much damage as I can have not damage, as much AP as I can have because I do things both ways.
Well, multiple skill shots just avoided there by March.
Because technically, Athena with AP gets more defensive as well.
Yeah, it's the utility aspect,
yeah.
Like sort of thing, like Lulu, like you talk about in the past. So flat AP definitely working out well. But might be an Abyssal Scepter as item number 3.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it.
And would make sense against both of the solo laners here. As March is going to get cocooned. There is a cheeky little fish and Sivir waiting in this top brush.
Yeah, but where else in the map are they going to be? That's my problem with it. And Jinjiao knows exactly where they are.
And just Arcane shifts his way out and manages to kill a ward as, yeah, everyone's flashing after him. Jinjiao.
Okay, so that is one way to do it. Yes, if you burn all of your summoner spells, you will still catch him, but see whether they lose anything else on the map. Looks like they've caught out potentially Malphite in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Acorn actually fighting Amazing J right now. Spirit Visage almost completed for the Aurelia, which makes me sad. Would have liked a Wit's End. Unless he goes both, which would be very cool.
And actually, Saint get a massive advantage out of that. So they're able to pick up a turret as well as a kill with no cross-map response coming out. Because you've got to remember that IMA, they've already knocked down that mid lane turret.
Yeah.
So they can't really force a play there.
And look, this has brought them into touching distance of that gold as well. It's only 200 between these two teams.
Oh, Aegon's going to the right portal as well. He has the answer for the split push.
My minions. There's a Voidless standing on a ward. He's got to watch out. He could just get unstoppable forced over the wall.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, Sane are doing a great job right now. They've got the gold back within 300. They're a team-fighting team. If they're within touching distance, and I mean 5,000 gold by this time that the Azir picks up 3 items and the Sivir has the Infinity Edge, I give them the win in team fights. They will do way more damage than what this IMA lineup is going to be able to output.
Yeah, and is it going to be about IMA just trying to make sure that they're not straight up fighting Saint?
He's not. He went Banshee's Veil.
Ah, sad.
Yeah. I thought, like, you know, he was just going to leave Amazing J to deal with Zrots.
No.
And teleport away and kill people. But, you know, it goes for Banshee's Veil. Makes a lot of sense. Especially given, you know, Athena, 1 nuke champion. Voidless, if you avoid the cocoon, pretty much good to go. And this is the big team fight that we mentioned, you know, Infernal Dragon up in 3 seconds. And they have got 2 items on their major carries. Maybe not the 3 that we're talking about, but they feel like that's enough.
Yeah, STYZ getting some decent damage onto Amazing J right now as Akon is going to get cocooned up. But everybody else responds very quickly. That's just the armor shield down already from the passive.
Able to dodge out of the Karma ulti. So for a little while there in the lead.
There's the On the Hunt, but it's only Athena that's hit with the On the Hunt. Sorry, the Unstoppable Force. It's a decent Tempered Fate there from Road to try and turn things around as Athena doesn't get the snare onto Akon. Road in trouble as Snoopy. Oh my god, taking so much. Amazing J flashes for him. Now he's right in the backline. Look at this damage from the Aurelia as the Lamb's Respite comes out, trying to keep his team alive, but Amazing J's not done.
Doesn't matter.
Still looking for more.
He's
massive double kill to come out from the Ezreal as STYZ is going to fall down. Amazing J just stated about that health bar for so long, and that is a max range cocoon to lock down Akon.
And he
tried to flash for a kill.
Yeah, and in the end, it's just a clean ace, and they're going to grab the Infernal Dragon. And they were so close. I mean, they all went in. You saw the perfect layering of CC. But Road just gets the beautiful Bard ultimate. I hope we see it again because Road literally saved the back end of that team fight for his team. And then Amazing J, once all the ultis were gone, was just unstoppable.
And he's now 3-0-5.
All right, let's have a look at this. So they see the empowered Karma Q. They go in, they get the Karma. They shove everyone back. Look at all the CC. But they just get all 3 of the carries actually there. So that means that, you know, Snoopy now isolated on his side of the wall. March wanted to be able to get an ulti on him. Could not, have to flash back. And Amazing J, full health, hadn't burnt anything. After all the CC goes down, just says, you can't defend your backline anymore. I'm going to kill everyone.
And Jinzhou is massive. Just untouched throughout this fight. Kept himself safe. And then just plays Janitor.
Yeah, and, you know, we already mentioned they're not on 3 items. They're on 2.5. They might be lacking a little bit. That's one of those team fights that you say, do we just give it up? Do we really look to focus on late game? Odds are a second Infernal is going to come up regardless. Instead, they bite the bullet. They go maybe a little bit too early, at least in my opinion, and they get burnt for it very hard.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether they can turn this one around. Snoopy's at least repaired the turret in the mid lane. As we can see, that Ezreal damage was pretty ludicrous. And he hit his 2-item spike. He was more than happy at that stage. More of Malmortius almost completed here as well. Doesn't want to get bursted out by all of the Saint magic damage.
And it's smart, right? You know, they're just looking to withstand all of that upfront burst, a big wombo combo, then be able to come back through with their assassin, pretty much Aurelia. And you saw, like, she's a tank assassin right now.
Yeah, almost has a Randuin's Omen as well. And what do? Do you build 2 defensive items and then maybe another damage item and a GA?
Really depends who you watch, right? Huni goes second item frozen Mallet at the moment on Aurelia. So
Frozen Mallet?
Yeah, there really is no wrong build on her. I mean, you already mentioned Wit's End as a possible solution if you want to continue to get the attack speed. Bork has always been a great item on her for stickiness. So now they're trying to catch out Athena.
Yeah, Teleport is going to come in as Athena is going to speed himself up. They're actually looking to try and create something here as the Magical Journey's around. March dancing his way out as the Tempered Fate is avoided, but has he gone the wrong way?
And
as the Tidal Wave just gets moved out of the way. My god, he still had the ultimate, but Amazing J has so much burst with the Trinity Force. And Aime may look at Baron.
4-0-5. Amazing J is absolutely unstoppable right now, and you saw that they got away.
Oh, he's back in. Shu, unable to find the bubble, gets stunned forever. As Amazing J actually has 5 points in his E.
Yeah, so you saw how long it lasted there. As you said, going 5 points in his E. Maybe that's the adaptation that he made against the Malphite to be able to continue out that lane.
Just playing it old school, you know, just the old style that you used to do.
I think he still would have max Heaton style. Just would have gone for E a little bit earlier. And you can see that they're able to pick up that Baron, go through the wall, and there's honestly nothing Saint can do because they're a team-fighting team and they just went too early and now they're 6,000 gold behind. And now, STYZ, you're in a lot of trouble.
No, red dots. Thankfully for STYZ, Amazing J loves farming.
It's a kind and considerate Aurelia.
Yeah. Not something you're used to saying. Is STYZ now going to be able to pick up this wave as it gets shoved into him? We'll see what is going to be picked up by this Aurelia as he's got a recurve bow. Oh, God, don't play with my heart like this, Amazing J.
Still probably going to be a Bork.
I know.
I stick by my comment.
And it is a very good item on Aurelia, I understand. Nowhere near as fun as a Wit's End, though.
Why? What makes Wit's End more fun than a Bork?
I don't know.
In fact, Bork has an extra button. I'd say, if anything, Bork is more fun.
Because when you auto-attack with Hit and Style on, you do all 3 different types of damage.
But how does it fun?
It's just fun. Come on, man. People have fun in different ways. I have fun with mixed damage.
You do, but like, normally fun is interaction.
No, it's not. I was about to list a bunch of reasons, but we don't need to go into that, as Athena is split pushing on the bottom side of the map. Does have himself a Baron buff to help out, as Akon a little bit late. Might be able to save this turret, but a Voidless wants to tell him no. We can see it's sort of a 3-2 type split at the moment, or 2-2 with Road running in between. Strange
split there, but you know, this game really has... I don't want to say the ship has sailed, because if it gets back to like 40 minutes, there is a window that Saint can have it, but they do need to bleed objectives right now, because there is no way they can fight on anything that is close to even numbers.
Yeah, and it seems like even with all of their wave clear that they do have on the side of Saint, it is difficult for them, as Amazing J is just dancing around this minion wave, continuing to pick up more and more as the Mantra Q flies down, but you can see that wave clear we were talking about, pretty handy underneath this inhibitor turret. As Road actually taking a lot of damage, yeah.
Yep, so great move from STYZ there. Forces back the Saint lineup, IMA lineup.
Oh, Ginger actually, oh my God, STYZ blows everything, is able to get out. That is all the summoner spells and the ultimate, as there's the flash. Akon singled out now as well. He's getting taken down solo, uses the ultimate defensively, but Amazing J closes the gap. Transcendent Blade's not quite enough as Akon was burning down. The last Transcendent Blade wasn't there. Or it didn't do enough damage. He hit it.
One at a time, however. Saint just wander into IMA's lineup, and 3 of them nearly die. All of them live, but that was incredibly lucky to not cost them the game.
Yeah, didn't even cost them the inner turret. As you can see, now IMA moving to pick up this Mountain Drake that is spawning in 4 seconds. Oh, he's even got a little flower. That's very cute.
And I just don't see how you fight for this. You've already burnt your Malphite ultimate.
Oh,
I think this is one of those Drakes that you just give up. Not face checking
there's
Aurelia.
The flash. Shu's just going to get obliterated. So dead as the Equilibrium Strike was there, and Athena now finds his way out the back, and the Emperor's Divide's not enough. STYZ taking so much damage as now they're closing in. Amazing J, it's all about this Aurelia right now. He's so huge, and STYZ is going to fall down. March as well is going to die in amongst the fray as Snoopy gets cocooned and destroyed one more time. The late game play out of a Voidless has actually been fantastic, and now they're looking to just try and take down an inhibitor.
Yeah, and one more time, Saint just face check. There's no reason to be on that part of the map. It's not an Elder Drake, just give another one away. You're a late game team composition. Instead, they're going to play probably the ultimate price here, as I may break open the base.
And Amazing J is still going to hang out, continue killing these creeps, and now they're going to go back to the Mountain Drake, possibly pick that one up, head back to base, buy a plethora of items.
And this is a team that, with the exception of Amazing J, will fall off in damage. And you have a super tank as well as so many resets in your team fight, and your damage is phenomenal late game. If you are Saint. But they're just fighting way too early and over needless objectives. The Infernal Dragon I can see, because that is an important late game damage.
Yeah.
That if you start stacking your IMA, you're always going to be relevant. But for a Mountain Drake, they don't even have great siege potential, Atlas.
Maybe more for the denial rather than anything else, but I agree with you. It's looking like it's going from more and more dangerous to even more dangerous for Saint.
So dangerous.
There's a lot of danger. As you can see, Amazing J still hasn't gone back after they picked up all of the kills, the teamfight victory, and now has a Blade of the Ruin King. I'm incredibly upset, but he's got a null magic mantle. I have a feeling that'll be a Guardian Angel.
Yeah.
If it even makes it that far, because he's on 5 items. This is a huge Aurelia. And GA is done for a Voidless as well, so gone are the days where Acorn can legitimize ulting the Spider.
You know, Voidless, he's died 3 times. Acorn's been a part of all of them, I believe. But that tale is just not going to be told for another time today, unfortunately. Great ulti.
Oh, yeah, Shu's going to get caught out of position. Rode sets up the Cosmic Binding so nicely as the Tidal Wave was just not quite enough.
Yeah, and Shu just caught out one more time. STYZ, you can run.
Yeah, well, actually, Amazing J not going to be able to quite find it there. He's not going to die, though. It's True Shot Barrage, not quite enough for STYZ.
But they use everything again. I mean, that is all their initiation. They've got super minions like flying down the mid lane. And now no way to answer a split push, no way to team fight because they're just face-checking, dying, and then burning ultimates to get away. Yeah, and now they've got the waves perfectly prepped here as well. You can see Aime with that bottom wave gigantic as Amazing J is just going to let it head straight to this inhibitor turret. Inner now under fire here for Aime on the top side of the map with the rest of the 4. And you mentioned the 1-4 comp. They are doing it very, very nicely here. But how could you not with 12,000 gold in advantage? And this is honestly really disappointing for Saint because this is a time of the game that they actually normally get it back together. Yeah. I mean, they've had some bad early games. There's a big ulti. Yeah, Akon actually gets the Unstoppable Force onto quite a few members, but they look like they're just too far behind. The inhibitor turret is going to fall down as Amazing J teleports in. March in trouble. May actually have to use the Lamb's Respite. There it is. There's a Voidless now right in amongst it. Snoopy is going to get caught by the Tempered Fate, and Lamb's Respite no longer there. Athena picks up that kill. Oh my god, March somehow gets back to the fountain as that Cosmic Binding was outstanding from Road. There are low health bars on Aime, but they just launched themselves in. It's going to be March grabbing Amazing J. That is a lot now missing. But it's just not going to be enough to save the base. Yeah, so they take down Amazing J, but it's still a 3-for-1 trade. And it looks like Aime just want to close this one out. Yeah, Jinjiao able to get some damage onto these Nexus turrets. That is going to be all she wrote here for Saint, who tried, but just unfortunately couldn't find the team fights they were looking for. Nexus is going to fall down, and Aime looking fantastic, honestly, in this game. Yeah, they had control of the game, but as I said, that was just Saint. I think the last 3 fights were just someone face-checking and it all falling down. Like, they threw everything at them, and then in the Infernal Dragon, that didn't work out. That's fine, but then to face-check subsequent buffs and just have to burn all of your ultimates in what is pretty much a press R composition and come together. It's just, as I said, normally they get it together during the late game. Normally they give away this huge advantage. They're down 5,000 gold. They start to scrape together some team fights and lose the game. This time around, they stick with them. They do the hard work, especially with this composition. Then they just die. Yeah, and it was all about this team fight here as well. You mentioned it. Had to try and contest for the Infernal Drake. But unfortunately, it all wasn't enough. As sort of honorable mention to Athena as well. I don't think he died, and I think he almost had close to 80% kill participation. The karma was huge for keeping everyone exactly where they want to be in this game. Yeah, it certainly was, and now another control mage stepping up, and you can see that it equalizes the Xerion lane and then does a very different thing, but also very useful at the later stages of the game. Yeah. Also being a flex between Road and Athena is pretty massive for this team. And the decision-making for Saint, this is like where it got really weird. This is a Mountain Drake that Shu just outright checks for no reason. Yeah, it just wanders in there. And it sort of started things up pretty poorly there as Athena teleported in behind them. But honestly, a lot of this was about Amazing J and how huge he was on that Aurelia. Able to launch himself into the backline in that first team fight. I don't even know if it was. I just think a lot of this was the misexecution of Saint and their team composition. Because that dragon they just face-checked, like, you're like, oh my god, it looks so fantastic. Well, Shu didn't have Tidal Wave, and Acorn didn't have Unstoppable Force. I don't know how they win a fight without 2 of their biggest ultimates in what is a wombo combo. Yeah, okay, that's a good point. But, you know, Saint probably just trying something different. Of course, haven't seen Malphite so far in the LPL for a couple of years, actually. So, exciting to see him make his way back in. Hopefully next time, it's a little bit more successful because Akon just did not have a great time. And, you know, you just have to, like, this goes back to a very basic point. If you're going to draft a composition, play around its win conditions. And, you know, when you don't have key ults, don't contest silly buffs because in the end, like, as you said, Aime just ran over the top of Saint. Yeah, just looked a little bit out of practice. But, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see whether Saint are going to be able to find it once again in game number 2 after this short break.